I'm telling you, I'm getting the fuck off, and there's a reason why I'm getting the fuck off, and everyone can either believe it or they cannot believe it. I don't give two fucks, but I am telling you right now, that motherfucker back there is not real. And you can sit on this plane and you can die with them or not. I'm not going to.
So let's talk about this. It's currently all the buzz on the internet right now. All over TikTok, it's everywhere. This lady, pretty much having a panic attack, said that she is leaving the plane, that she is not flying on it because somebody that was on there wasn't real. And that somebody seems to be this flight attendant. Let me give you a little backstory. So apparently what took place is this lady sat down. She had her earbuds in and lost one. She simply couldn't find it. She didn't know where the heck it went. So rumor has it, this said flight attendant walks up, then proceeds to help her with her earbud. And shortly thereafter, she does this. Now I don't know about y'all, but that lady seems genuine. I know I've heard rumors that people saw her at a bar drinking at the airport before the flight, but she doesn't seem inebriated. She seems very with it, and you can hear the trembling in her voice. She is terrified at what she saw. Whatever that is, nobody really knows. But of course, you know, your boy is going to speculate. Most generally, people in the comment sections on these videos are blaming her, saying that she's losing it, saying that she's out of her mind and seeing things and probably drunk or high or something along those lines. But I beg to differ. You can hear it in her voice. She is genuine. As a result of her freaking out, not only did she lose a $400 to $500 plane ticket, but she made it so everybody had to get off that flight. Mind you, when this took place, everybody was already on board and they had already began making their way down the runway. So what she did was a massive inconvenience for everybody on the flight, the airport, and the airport staff. And this was during the 4th of July weekend. So she was postponing where she was going, where everybody was going, probably for some sort of family vacation. I don't see somebody doing that unless they're afraid something isn't right. She, in her heart, believes that something was about to take place. And who knows? Maybe she saved everybody's life. You never know, all right? And I've also heard a rumor that after everybody got cleared off of the plane, they had to run drug dogs. They had to search for bombs because she said die when she said the statement. It was all cleared. When they tried to get back on the plane, however, she tried to get back on as well, in which they stopped her. Everybody clapped. I've seen people say, why would she try and get back on if she was so convinced that somebody that wasn't real was on this flight? Somebody that was not of human origin. But there's a catch to this. Before the flight, they made the flight attendants switch planes. So I believe that's why she was willing to get back on the plane, because they switched the staff. Again, you can hear it in her voice. It's trembling. She's terrified. Take another listen.
But I am telling you right now, that motherfucker back there is not real. And you can sit on this plane and you can fucking die with them or not. I'm not going to.
So as you can imagine, all sorts of theories are floating around. From the dude being a reptilian shapeshifter who had an episode, to the dude being a gray alien in disguise. And y'all, this isn't something that's unheard of. Check out Katy Perry in this interview. Pay close attention to her eyes. They change colors and become slits. Many believe that this is an obvious trait of reptilians. Now, whether that's true or not, I don't know. But there's also what seem to be glitches that take place with a possibly hologram type suit, creating the illusion that these things are human, like here. Again, I'm not necessarily backing this, I'm just saying what theories are out there. If you want my honest opinion though, I don't believe that any of these theories are what took place on that plane. Let me show you something Kevin Hart said a couple years ago after an All-Star game.
People, I didn't want to tell you this, but I have no choice. All-Star weekend in Toronto, Steph Curry, he says, Kevin, come here. He lifts up his arm. The man had mechanical shit in his arm. Wires and shit. He's a robot. He's not real.
Now, before you all say he's making it up and doing it for kicks, check this video out. This is him after hitting a 3 in the finals against Cleveland. Check out his inner arm. What is it? And here, you see him nail 5 full-court shots in a row. This is beyond human capability. impossible, I swear.
Oh, get it on!
Really?
Oh, shoot! That's not a
Come on. Not a human on the planet. So what my theory is, and again, this is just a theory, I'm not stating it as fact, but my theory is that robot and AI technology is much more advanced than we're being led to believe. And they actually plant these robots in public situations, in public places where people would least expect it, and among people to see just how well they do among humanity. These people want to know just how advanced their tech is and how advanced their AI is. So they're seeing if they will pass among actual humans. Now, could they be humans crossed with robots? Yes, very possibly. I know y'all remember the movie with Will Smith where he loses his arm and gets it replaced with a robot arm. This is known as transhumanism. You know what they say about movies? They predict the future. My theory and what I believe is that what she saw on that plane was a transhuman or a full-blown, artificially intelligent, sentient robot. Meaning that that robot may not even know it's a robot. It is so programmed to be human, it might believe it's human. And they plant them to see if they'll pass to us, real humans. They want to see if they can integrate them into society. And what better place to test these things out than an airport as a flight attendant? You're among all kinds of different people, thousands. So if it can pass there, it can pass virtually anywhere. And think about it. Why wouldn't an airlines company want robots as flight attendants? You don't have to pay them. They don't have insurance you have to pay. No premiums, no retirement. They are virtually a one-time purchase, and from there on out, unless they malfunction, they're free. It's honestly perfect, and I believe they've been integrating these robotic beings or possibly even organic robotic beings into society to see how they'll measure up. Similar to the show Westworld, someday they'll be integrated all throughout society. And what I believe is this one just so happened to possibly glitch out. It had an error or a malfunction. So as you can imagine, she was terrified when she saw something unhuman come from him. He may have been harmless, may have been literally no threat whatsoever to the plane, but she saw something odd take place that he did, and it freaked her right out, just like it would anybody, because we're oblivious to the idea that they already started integrating them into society. I guarantee you they would do this. It makes all the sense in the world. They would make them so advanced, so ahead of what we believe the time is for robots. The first thing they'd do was integrate them to see if they'd pass. The only problem with all this is they think they have AI under control, but when they truly go sentient, that's going to be a problem, especially if they're integrated. But that's my theory about all the buzz that took place here. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. I know it's probably a reach, it's out there, but it could be. So I got to hear your opinions. Stay in love, stay in the light, be kind to others. Make sure y'all subscribe and stay tuned. I am out.
All right, so we're going to talk about this woman one more time. So personally, y'all know how I feel about her. However, there was this word that kept coming up, and I didn't understand it. And it came up a lot, enough for me to finally look it up. Finally, I've seen it one too many times. This is the word here. It's Baphomet, and it is a deity that is worshipped. It was worshipped by the Knights Templar. I guess somehow throughout the years it became, a devil in a sense. I mean, but it basically means, a perfect society in one way, shape, form, or another. Now, many groups can take this idea and I guess pray to this deity or summon this deity or worship this deity, whatever the case may be. And at the end of the day, as of today, when this is most likely looked at, it has to do with devil worship. I'm not saying it has to do with devil worship. I'm saying as of today, that's what it's most associated with when we see this. That's kind of what we think. I can't say all of us, but you know what I'm trying to say. So all the times that I looked at this video, I always wondered why she did her hands like that. I mean, I always did. I didn't know that gesture or the way that she's holding her hands. I didn't know that that's what she was doing. I've never heard of the term before. I didn't know that that's what it was called I didn't know that's what that was called. So, but I always wondered, what is she doing? Why is she holding her fingers like that? But at the same time, everybody's different. So maybe that's just her way of doing things. And it still could be her way of doing things. However, since y'all brought it up to me so many times, I now looked it up, and I do feel like I sort of do have an answer as to why she was holding her hands like that. Now it seems obvious. I mean, I don't know any other way to really look at it. It kind of just sort of answered my question. Whether or not I'm right or wrong, I have no idea. But I'm just saying that now I have a name to what it seems like the gesture she was doing. And now that this aspect I am now approaching, I have to approach my way of thinking as well. I have to look at how I'm now looking at this situation. So now my question about this entire situation is, was the reptilian stuff or not human stuff just a lie so she can do whatever it is that she thinks she's doing, waving those symbols around it the way that she's waving them? Now, again, I'm not saying that she's doing anything. I'm just saying, let's go this route now, because now we have to think about it. We're talking about supernatural no matter what. So now we have to go this other direction, since it seems like this is the direction that all of this was about, which was her getting up and waving her hands how she does. So let's go that route and say that, right, like this whole devil stuff is real. Did she just hex everybody on that half of the plane or the entire plane? We'll never know, because we don't know how the lives of every person on that plane will end, or how their lives will go from this moment on this plane on, unless they come out with their own stories. You know what I mean? We'll never know. But that's not the point. We don't have to know. Like, she knows, and the deity knows, right? And that's all that matters. So what was the point of all of that? I no longer know at this point. I don't know if there was a reptilian. I don't know if there was a shapeshifter. I don't know if any of that was anything at all. And she just used that as an excuse to do what she did, because I can't unsee what she did. I always seen it. I just didn't know what the hell it was until many of you pointed it out. I had no idea, but now it's pretty hard to unsee it. So that's just kind of where I'm at. I'm bringing it to y'all's attention. This is just another conspiracy theory. We're now going in this direction. Cool, so be it. That's just the way that it's going to go. We could go wherever it needs to go, but we'll be there. So now I'm just asking that question now. What was all that about? Not the yelling and the ranting. What was all of that hand gesture stuff about? What was that? What was that? What was that? What was that? What was the point of that? Was it just to get out a social message like Freemasons are here? Like, what was it some sort of like, what was she doing? What was she doing when she was doing that? That was weird, right? It's all weird. So we're just asking other weird questions, coming up with other weird scenarios. But what was all that about? Anybody have any ideas? Just let me know what you think, as usual.